Okay, so let's start. Hello, everybody, dear friends, comrades, people from European Agritech Society, dear fellows from SmartAgriHubs ecosystem. On behalf of SmartAgriHubs Regional Cluster Central Europe, we are very, very happy to welcome you today for this very, very special purpose, the Central Europe Regional Cluster Tour. During the next 60 minutes, we will lead you through our tour. We are a team of Martin, it's me, then Dora, also from LKO in Austria. It's Karel Chawat, Shanka Horakova. Hello, it's Karel. You can see him here. Hi, Karel. It's Petr Ulier, Jerzy Kvapil, all from Wireless Info, Czech Republic, and I'm also very, very happy to welcome today Mr. Reinhard Streimelweger from Josephinum Research, who is our main FIE coordinator.
Hello.
Hi. So what can you expect during this approximately 1 hour? First, I will give you a feeling about the SmartAgriHubs concept for all of those who are not familiar with it up to now. Then our friends from Wireless Info will show you how to set up a digital innovation hub from a technology perspective, from a technology point of view. They will also show you how to build communities within DIHs, but also between DIHs by several methods. Then our friend Reinhard Streimelweger will show us his and their success stories regarding the Flagship Innovation Experiments, which are in a very, very good way right now. Then Dora and also a special guest, Thomas Mildorf, will tell you about the open calls, their experience with the first stage of the open calls, but also with future possibilities for funding. And yeah, last but not least, you all come on the stage with your questions, your ideas, your recommendations that we will discuss. And you have, during the whole meeting, the possibility to type them into the question section and also into the chat section. You can see it on your GoToMeeting system and settings. So let's go into it. In November 2018, we started this SmartAgriHubs project with about 108 partners from all over Europe. It was a consortium that started this journey with one overall goal. It was the fostering of an EU-wide network of agri-tech digital innovation hubs to foster and to push sustainable farming and food production by new technologies. We saw that there are many, many good ideas and even better actors on this field, on this European field in digital innovation, but we also saw that there's a landscape of islands. And so it was our goal to combine these actors and bring them together in the SmartAgriHubs ecosystem. When we started, we learned very early that this whole work will need some key characteristics. On the one hand, you see here the multidisciplinarity. It's not only about technology, it's also about agricultural know-how. It's about very regional specific know-how, but it's also about the business model perspective, economic perspective. We also saw, and this leads us to the second characteristics, a collaborative process. There are very few organizations who really have all this expertise on their own organization. So it's about collaborative processes to build ecosystems, to build innovation hubs, to connect all these dots of needed qualifications. And last but not least, you all know that innovation projects, digital innovation projects, always needs an agile development, an agile character. It can never be a static process by its nature. What are our specific goals in SmartAgriHubs? It's, as I said before, the network building, the community building, covering all EU regions and all agricultural and fishery sectors, and not only the agricultural point of view, but also the technology point of view, the business point of view, and the relevant actors also from administration, funding, startup societies, and so on. It's about multi-actor innovation experiments. We already have, and we will have more really technology-based experiments that we bring from science to practice. It's about financial support from the beginning by the project, but also by open calls. We will hear about this also later. And it's last but not least also about the sustainability of a pan-European network of actors. It's not about having a project and then it will end in 2 years of free, but it's really about a long-term perspective of all the actors. So how SmartAgriHubs is built? We started with a project consortium design of 9 regional clusters. Today we are in the regional cluster Central Europe, but there are also 8 other ones. Our main unity in SmartAgriHubs project are the digital innovation hubs. Currently, we unite more than 220 digital innovation hubs overall Europe. And we started with 140, so you can see that there is a very good process in attracting new ones to come into our ecosystem. And the third point are our flagship innovation experiments. We started with 28 of them, where they really focus on very specific problems, solutions, technology providers, agricultural challenges. Reinhard will tell us later. So our core stage, I would say, is the innovation portal. Please, if you have not registered, if you have not checked it out up to now, please visit smartagrihubs.eu. You can find the innovation portal over there. You can find digital innovation hubs, flagship experiments, technology providers, scientists, and really all relevant actors you need for digital innovation over there. We have currently, I think, about 800 registered actors. And it's really our central meeting point from the European digital agri-society. Yes, let's come to a few activities we have done during the last 18 months. It was always about face-to-face meeting with relevant actors from AgTech society. It's about spreading the idea of Smart Agri-Hubs on fairs, on exhibitions, on multiplier events, and so on. It's about promoting our technologies within the Flagship Innovation Experiments, hackathons, which has been done mainly by our partners from Wireless Info, but also social media activities, and using every opportunity that offers for us to spread our idea, to spread our work, and to attract new people and actors and ambitions to join our network. Please, before I hand over to my friends from Wireless Info, let me say a few words also from a personal perspective. I'm from a farmer union myself, so I always have the main focus on the benefit of technologies for a farmer and their families. So it's not only about being curious about technologies and about its functions and what is possible with it, but it's always, and it's a very important success criteria, it's about the benefits for the single farm. And besides that, of course, also about improving everything that has to do with the farm, about resource efficiency, about increasing know-how from data, from generating data on the farm, and about environmental goals, about reaching the goals, and about improving farmers' life and competitiveness. So we always have the benefits in our main focus, and we try really to reach the goals for our communities by building this whole idea. But now I would like to hand over to Pedro and Jiří to tell us about very specific technology point of view. Pedro, you have the word.
Okay, thank you, Martin, for giving me a word. So my name is Peter. I'm from Wireless Info, and I would like to show our Digital Innovation Hub technology. Next slide, please. Next slide, please, Martin. Oh, thank you. So at the start, when we were looking for some platform for the Digital Innovation Hub, we were made a little analysis what platforms are on the market and what are our users and what are their needs. So after this analysis, we have prepared a Digital Innovation Hub platform based on the LiveFerry portal. The LiveFerry portal is one of the biggest portal which is used by big companies like Boeing or IBM, which allows us a lot of functionality. So we started with two basic principles. The first one was to connect common users with developers, with universities, with people who has knowledge. And the second one is to share the tools we have already developed. The LiveFerry portal is based on Java, and because our tools, our applications are also made in Java or Python, we can easily integrate these applications into this portal. Maybe next slide, please. When we started with this portal, we have already set up some goals. The first one was to become a community portal. We need to connect users together and share also their knowledge and some information. This is the second point, to create a knowledge and information database. The third one is a database of stakeholders and farmers. It means that we have a map application, and all these companies and stakeholders are pointed into this map, and they can also make their self-promo and share some information about their the last one. The last of these goals is to create a playground where other users can use and try our tools we have already made, and they can try to implement new ideas with our tools. Thank you. I will say a few words about basic functionality. Life Array, it's like common content management system. Maybe you know WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal, and other. But Life Array is a huge functionality that allows us to make a big portal with a lot of API, and they allows us to share another functionality. The first point I want to say is about front users. In this portal, you can create a group and roles and permissions. Each users can be insert into the groups with some permissions, for example, editors or developers, and every this group can do something different. For example, in this portal, you have static pages, so editor can make or edit some static pages, or another users can add some content into the blog, or can make some mini-series. For example, I have some technology, and I want to show how to use it, for example, with Arduino, and I will make a mini-series blog for 10 articles, and every week I will share one article. So I'm creating some interesting blog posts, and I can attract new users. Another functionality is that we can save there a lot of materials and content for webinars, also for workshops or hackathons. On the past, on a couple of minutes, Karl will say you some words about hackathons and usage of this portal. Another functionality is a map and of catalog stakeholders I was talking about. Test environment. My colleague Jiří, if someone has a good idea and needs to use our technology are usually based on the maps. Jiří can create a playground for testing these applications. Another functionality is also a wiki and forum. For creating knowledge database is forum pretty necessary. So we are saving all content and knowledge into the categories in forum. Beside the forum, we have there a sign shop. It means that there are two categories, two views. The first one is that I have an idea and I'm looking for a team who will develop or create into the program this idea. And the second view is that I'm a researcher or developer, and I am looking the team. I can join this team. Next slide, please. Yes, I will give a word to my colleague Jiří, and he will say you a few words about tools on this portal. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. This is Jiří. I am responsible for technical background, even cables and wires and so on, and even integration of these tools. So, what are the tools about Petr was mentioning? We are focusing on Earth observation and spatial data, which you can process on our environment. You can bring new qualities in the data. You can have some playing ground set up, and you can test your skills and test your data. What are you able to get from the data using combination of our available data, for example, Sentinel-2 or Sentinel-1 images and other in situ data. We are running completely on open source technologies, and we are building as much as possible on a web interface that you can easily join in using your browser, so you don't need to set up any VPN or any complicated connection, because it's many times it's a problem on your side, especially if you are coming from your corporate network, that you can some constraints of your network administrators to join to some other VPNs or other channels. And we are supporting, of course, a broad variety of open source and OGC services. So we are publishing WMS, WFS services, and all these and services from this OGC family. So if you can consume, or your application can consume your services, so you can easily connect to something what you have developed here and share the data with someone else. Martin, next please. Thank you. So this is how it looks from the very technical point of view. There are three layers: physical, abstraction, and application. You can see that we have several physical hardware servers which are on the bottom running Linux operating system. We do have OpenStack Cloud on top of it, which is taking care of abstraction. So you really don't need to care about which service running your application, and we can seamlessly and easily increase our computational power and quickly migrate instances between physical servers. So it's very convenient for example, when there is some maintenance or we are increasing our systems or whatever. And SmartAgriHubs is one of applications we are running on this cloud. We are of course using it for all our applications and even for our internal systems. So, and one of examples which is running there is Jupyter Hub, but also Liferay and all the tools, Metadata Catalog, Mitska, and everything is run there, as was mentioned by Petr. So I think that's all from my side, and thank you for your attention.
Maybe I would like to say the last word. This portal can be easily cloned into another portal, so we can make many instances how many we want. So it means if we need for another purpose to make a digital innovation hub, we can do it easily and pretty fast. So if someone is interested in this technology, just connect with us and we will say you something more. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon. I am happy that my colleagues introduce our technology, and also I'm very happy what mentioned Peter in the end of his presentation, because he mentions that we are now very easy able to replicate this technology solution for different purposes, and that it is generally a very flexible solution. What I see as the bigger problem with building of digital innovation hub is the building of community, because you can have the technology, but then you need to have two other things. You need to have the data, and you need to have the community who is working with the technology. And I will now try to speak a little what we are trying to do. And how we are trying to promote this technology and attract the people to use this technology. We are organizing a number of events in the Czech, but also international events, and one from the big this year was the Prague Week for Big Data, for Big and Open Data and Innovation Hubs. It has three parts. One part was Prague Hackathon, where the people had the chance to test it, this platform. Then there were big workshop which was focused on some overview of all activities, and there were also some number of small workshops focused on concrete topics. We had together more than 250 people participating, and I think that it was very good action. Unfortunately, shortly after this event came this COVID-19 break, and we had to change a lot our strategy. Next, please. We organized two hackathons. Initially, the idea was that these both hackathons will be run virtually, because we are very often using this virtual model for hackathons. And on the end, there will be the meeting related to the conference for this one in Kampala, and for second one, which I will mention for in Dubrovnik. So you can see that we put together a number of projects, international organization, and I think that the Kampala was a big success. I am happy that I see among participants Tula, who play a very important role in this capacity building. Next. We have 11 challenges, yes, and Tula was some leading person for SmartAgriHubs, and the solution which Peter and Iri described was used for this hackathon, but there were strong communication and building the community around, and we tested also other tools, not only our innovation hub. And in the Africa content, we recognize the importance of such things like WhatsApp, because it seems that WhatsApp is extremely popular in Africa, and Tula with WhatsApp manage a good group. And now we have a society on social media, on Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp. Other very interesting application was this desired locus. It was developed by people in the cooperation with Africa, and it was focused on monitoring of insects in Africa. It was the winning and most popular challenge in the hackathon. Next. Other was Dubrovnik hackathon. There were again number of challenges. We had here 13 challenges. What was important for both hackathon? We organized a huge number of webinars, because if you are working virtually, you need to attract people, you need to speak with the people, you need to communicate with the people. And the challenge which was winning was fully implement using our Innovation Hub, and it was focused on using Sentinel-1 for an IoT for analysis of soil moisture. Next. We are also trying to build the community in the Czech Republic, yes, and there are now two efforts. One is that we join the Czech biocluster. It is already existing network which is supporting mainly biotechnology in the Czech. Second cluster is now around the SmartAgriHub portal, SmartAgriHub Innovation Hub, and we put together a number of organizations who are preparing the strategy how to extend this in the Czech and how we could be able to help with the farmers. The important is that we are trying to connect it, the different number of projects together, and took the best from this project and integrated this and adopt this for the Czech Republic. And what we see as the key issue for the future is to be able on one side connected research organization and on other side farmers, yes, because until now very often researchers are working on some limited amount of the data, testing something without good relation with the farmer. So we are now building connection, and the idea is to build or use the hub as some place where it will be possible on one side to make some testing or development of new methods from the research organization, but on other side with agreement with the farmer to use their data for experimentation. Next. So I think that now we will switch to our Austrian colleagues to speak about experiment running in Austria.
Thank you. Hello from my side. My name is Reinhard Streimelweger, and I am researcher in the area of digitization and law at Josephinum Research at the Competence Center Francisco Josephinum Wieselburg, which is located in Lower Austria. And in the next few minutes, I would like to say a few words about our Competence Center and the achievements in the FE 14 and 15. Francisco Josephinum, short FJ, is a federal institute of education and research belonging to the Austrian Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Regions and Tourism. And FJ is an accredited testing institute and is doing research in the field of agricultural engineering and bioorganic raw materials. FJ has expertise in precision farming, smart farming, process engineering, digitization, data management in agriculture. And in particular, Josephinum Research is a non-profit organization and a partially legal entity at Francisco Josephinum, and founded to carry out funded research projects. And Josephinum Research especially has expertise in the fields of sensor technologies, computer vision, data sciences, data management, and mechanical engineering, as for example, robotics and mechatronics in agriculture. So we carry out the Flagship Innovation Experiments 14 and 15. And so first, our FE 14 is about an autonomous mower robot for vineyards. And Josephinum Research project partners in this FEA are Cross Farm Solutions, CFS, with many years of experience in the development of agricultural machinery and viticulture and smart motions, with graduate engineer Hubert Schrenk, engineering office for electrical engineering for development of control and electric drivers. About FEA 14 in general, because chopping and mulching within rows of vine is a laborious work, an autonomous mower solution is urgently needed. As you can see at the picture at the left, the area between the vine must be kept clear to reduce the competition for water and nutrients. Therefore, the robot should be simple and robust. It should have as few sensors as necessary to avoid errors. The robot, furthermore, should be compact and will be operated electrically. The main challenges are in the area of navigation and obstacle detection. So global path planning is based on GPS RTK positioning. This means that due to the high accuracy requirement, a few centimeters for navigation, a correction signal or local reference signal station is required. So the global navigation rule is based on geofencing and driving on a predefined global route. For precise navigation, a visual odometry system will be implemented, and a crucial fact is also the safety. So a safety concept will be developed with, for example, haptic emergency bumpers. So far, our achievements have been made. At first, we are currently working on the mower unit and the self-driving platform. As part of these two activities, we are currently working on obstacle detection with stereo cameras. And the goal is cost-effective, commercial available sensors and methods to use for obstacle detection. Please, Martin, go to the next slide. Thank you. So the next, our FE 15 has the title Precision Farming in Agricultural Practice on Small-Scale Farms. And Josephinum project partners here is FarmDoc and Farm Management and Information Service Provider with an agricultural software used for taking file records in agricultural farming. It consists of a smartphone app that records tasks directly in the field and a web client for the creation and evaluation of reports. And the general goal of the experiment is to propagate site-specific management methods in agricultural practice with focus on small and heterogeneous farms. This includes to adapt precision farming models and present them in a simple and reasonable manner for non-expert users. To accomplish this goal, one objective is to develop a mobile application with a simple to use interface for precision farming applications. With this application, firstly, it should be possible to create application maps based on different data sources and sensors. Secondly, in a field mode, the application shows application rates or instructions on the smartphone or tablet screen based on the current GPS position. The focus lies on a user-friendly interface for an easy handling of the application maps with the smartphone app. And an important factor here is also this solution should be inexpensive and therefore accessible for a wide range of farmers. So far, achievements has been made here. We are currently in integration of TAMS, means Copernicus atmosphere monitoring data into the Sentinel-2 level correction. This is currently in test mode, and furthermore, we are in expansion of the application maps module. This means connection of platforms for transferring application maps to the tractor and preparation for the integration of Josephine Research Terrazzo. This means the nitrate application maps and the Borealis NutriGuide, fertilizer application planning. So thank you for your attention.
Oh, hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Tomáš Mildorf, and I will briefly just present the upcoming Inspire COVID Hackathon, which is running under the framework of this SmartAgriHubs project. So we, as Plan for All and the Czech Center for the Czech Center for Science and Society, we have received some funding to respond to the current corona crisis in the agri-food sector. There are several planned topics. One of them is to facilitate access to data and services, which is important to boost some digital innovation in this agri-food sector. The second topic is education. So education in all the sectors in the whole value chain, in the food value chain, from primary production to consumption. Another topic is forecasting. So forecasting supplies and demands, deviations and shortages of food. Then it's what we have all experienced, mobilizing agriculture workforce, so lack of workforce on fields for harvest and so on. And the last one is regional matching, which is built on the previous topics, requiring the access to data services. It requires some sort of education, so which is matching offer and demand of fresh produce in decentralized settings. So these are the main topics of the hackathon. And next slide, please. And now I will just briefly explain the process, because we will start now with some preparation stage. Soon you will see some information on our website about the hackathon. The second stage will be the actual kickoff, which will be end of July, beginning of August. I forgot to mention that this hackathon will be fully virtual. All stages, including the last one. As Karel mentioned already, we have some experience in organizing virtual hackathons. We did in Kampala and Dubrovnik. So the third stage is the hacking stage, where we will collect available technologies, available data, and we will make some ideas, brainstorming on the potential possible topics or challenges to be addressed and solutions to be proposed. And this will result in with a final event which will take place in October, beginning of October 2020, where we will present the results from the challenges from the teams and their mentors, and announce the top 3 innovation experiences. And then there is some post-hackathon stage, so disseminate the results and make the results somehow sustainable, which will happen by propagating them in media, in journals, scientific journals, and it will of course act as an input for other hackathons we will organize. So you are all invited to join. Just follow the Plan for All website for news, and by the end of July you should see there some updates. Thank you very much.
And now, as a follow-up to my previous speakers who all already discussed what is happening in SmartAgriHubs, the next one is an upcoming activity, which is an open call for DIHs, a funding opportunity in order to further digital innovation experiments. What I'm not very sure that was clear, and I would like to take the opportunity to do this, is that Tomasz is a winner of the first stage of the open calls in SmartAgriHubs, the respond calls. So Tomasz, congratulations. We are happy and grateful that you could be with us together, so that you see how a winner looks like and what their plans look like. And now in a second phase, SmartAgriHubs, Martin, if you could go ahead, thank you, plans to launch a call where the main stakeholders are the digital innovation hubs of Europe, who are interested to support the realization of innovation experiments, mainly targeting towards the digitalization of the agri-food sector. And they were identified as potential multipliers and enhancers of the network which the SmartAgriHub project already provides. The idea is to involve one or more regions with this DHI project, so more than one DHI can join in a network. And the idea is to leverage funding. So SmartAgriHubs will provide only one part of the funding, which will mean maximum 20% of the overall costs of the project. And if these DHIs are already SmartAgriHubs beneficiaries, this means they are already project partners. They are one of the 102 or 107 organizations which the project network says. They can be supported with maximum 10%, so a bit less because they are already receiving some money from the project. Otherwise, DHIs will receive up to 20% of their funding request from the project. DHIs are expected to propose within these projects innovation experiments, and from the costs which these innovation experiments entail for realization, maximum 5% can be supported by SmartAgriHubs. So if you split it up, you can pay 5% for the cost of the innovation experiment through SmartAgriHubs, and 95% must be put up from other means. How will the timeline look like for this call, at least what is proposed at the moment? Martin, maybe you can go to the next slide. Here we see that differently to the previous call where we had fixed timeline, there is the proposal to have an ongoing submission until the funds are used up. And SmartAgriHubs proposes here to put up about 5 million euro in increments of maximum 500,000 euros, so that one project will be able to ask for a maximum of 500,000 euros of funding. It is the idea to start with the open call in July and then have ongoing project applications. Evaluations will be done, as you see, in 2 months' time, enabling a quite quick response for the DHIs so that those who are selected can start their work in implementing their project. If you can go to the next slide, Martin, again. There is maybe, which is the most important information for you at the moment, you can get more information on the innovation portal if you are registered. Please be aware that this information is only for registered participants. And also, if you are interested to know the details and how exactly the call will work, there is an upcoming webinar or Q&A session on July 8th. So that would be tomorrow from 11 to 12, the same time as we are here. And you are invited to register in order to get a detailed information and be also able to ask your questions with regard to potential participation, what you need to do, how you can benefit from this opportunity for the SmartAgriHubs network. I would like to stop here and hand over again to Martin, because we have 10 more minutes. And I think this might be a useful time slot to engage in a discussion with you, to answer your questions and get your feedback and potential discussions. Martin?
Yes, thank you, Dora. Thank you to all my colleagues who provided input to us. Dear participants, you still have the chance to type in your questions, your contributions to the questions section or the chat section at GoToMeeting. We already have received a couple one. So the first question, I think we'll do the discussion now, goes to Karel. Karel, there is a question, how SmartAgriHubs and SmartAfriHubs are connected, or where is the link between these initiatives?
As was mentioned by Peter and Iri, the technology is easy replicated. We have our own cloud, and generally we use on the technology level copy one-to-one between the Czech Innovation Hub and SmartAgriHub. Yes, so there is the same cloud-based technology, and we are trying to discuss and recognize what priority are in could be countries with relatively industrial agriculture, but what also need the people in the agriculture in developing countries. So the technology is very easy to bring, and we are now trying to extend this and also build the community in Africa and to show the possibility how this technology could be used, because Earth observation, IoT technology, all this looks also very important for Africa, and this all can be supported by this hub. There were also discussed a lot of things during this activity, which could be for the both, like rights for accessing of the data, who are owners of the data, and these things. And I think that this was some mutual benefit, and for us it's good that we are able to test it, this solution in different environments.
Thank you, Karel. There is a second question going out to Reinhard about the Flagship Innovation Experiments and in detail about the technology. It's about how successful is your Flagship Innovation Experiment 15 regarding the number of the downloads of the FarmDog app. Where do you see a success story for your startup working with you?
Yes, thank you for that question. Since I'm not a technician in the strictest sense and involved into the project not so long and involved in the management of the FIEs, I cannot answer this question in detail because I do not know how many downloads there are at the moment. Sorry, I do not know.
It's a secret business, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. But you would say that this Flagship Innovation Experiments is just a way also to improve the services and the products provided by this European agris startup.
Absolutely, I agree here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main visions also of SmartAgriHubs idea. Yes. There is a further question. Thank you, Reinhard.
Thank you. Thank you.
There is one more question to Dora about the open call, and it is, did I understood right that I should register to innovation portal if I want to participate to the open call activities?
That in any case, even before you participate in the open call activities, in order to get the information and updates for the open call, you need to be registered in the portal. The submission for the documents which for your project application will be done also via the portal. So your first step is to register in the innovation portal, and then you will be able to get the information and news about the open call. The second step, and that would be my personal recommendation, would be to register to the webinar tomorrow or to the Q&A session tomorrow in order to have a better feeling if that would be a suitable project application for you. And third, this was done for the last open call. If you are a registered member in the innovation portal, there are discussion forums where potential applicants put their questions and SmartAgriHubs answers them. So you get a better guideline on how the SmartAgriHubs is expected to receive project input, so how you should shape your project in order to improve your chances to get the money which you would like to have. So that would be my recommendation. 1, register for the innovation portal to get the information. 2, participate in the Q&A. 3, go back to the innovation portal and get up-to-date information and questions from other participants in order to get the financing. Martin, we don't hear you, or at least I don't hear you.
Sorry for that. It's multitasking. Thank you, Dora. Since there are not, I don't see more questions up to now. I think this was a very good final message from your side. Go to smartagrihubs.eu, register on the innovation portal, get in contact with the network, participate in our journey of SmartAgriHubs, and yes, otherwise you always have also the chance, of course, to contact us directly and personally. You see here the contact details of the RC leads and co-leads. And yes, I think from my side, there is nothing more to add.
Martin, there is one, I'm sorry to interrupt you, there is one additional question
Okay.
where somebody asked us to send the URL of tomorrow's webinar. Maybe you can post it in chat as a moderator and send it to everybody so that they can register directly. Thank you.
Okay, because I don't see the question, but yes, we can try it. So I will, you can, I hope you can see it now. I posted the link for tomorrow's webinar into the chat. Okay, so thank you very much for the message. I overlooked it. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all to my colleagues for your inputs, and see you later on one of the next SmartAgriHubs events, online meetings, hackathons, or directly on the innovation portal. Thank you and enjoy your meal.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Thank you also.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.